I don't think I would have got a chance to coach the Redskins if I hadn't been under Don, been here. I think I took so much that I've said he's made a huge impact on all of my coaching. He was one of the most creative guys I've been around. He showed you that really you could be yourself. He had no ego, and I haven't heard anything but truthful things come out of his mouth. I mean, Don was just a very unique person and touched a lot of people because of it. I think he had a knack of surrounding himself with good people. I think back to he was hiring Ernie Zampese. I'm kind of going, Don. I said, what's he going to coach? And he goes, he's going to coach offensive receiver. I said, he's a defensive coach. What are you doing? And he goes, it's going to be great. You'll wait and see. And he was. Ernie's probably the smartest person I've been around. Or at least one or two or three in the NFL.
Talking with Ernie Zampese. Ernie, what was your first interaction with Don Coryell? When was the first time you met him?
First time was in San Luis Obispo. I was at Ellen Hancock College, and he and John Madden come up. I worked for John Madden there at Hancock Junior College, and Don had come up. They needed a secondary coach, and I had just gotten the head job. John had left to go down and be the coordinator for Don at San Diego State, and I had just gotten the head job at Hancock College. And Don came up to see if he could talk the president, the vice president, the athletic director out of keeping me. Yes. So that's the first time I ever met him. He's a great guy, tremendous guy.
You are known for your offensive innovation as well. I mean, I was an LA Rams fan watching you as calling the plays for Flipper Anderson and Jim Everett and Henry Ellett and the like. How did Air Coryell influence what you did as a play caller all those years in the NFL?
Well, there's no question that the offense was, the beginning of that offense was Don. There's no question about it. And then there's a lot of variation. They're still running it. Those guys still running in the National Football League. But I don't know. I don't know. It was great. It was a great way to call plays. It was a great way to tell receivers what to do because you gave them a number. And once they learned what the number was, that's what they ran. Right. And it wasn't trying to memorize words. It was a number. You know, you ran a 7 or 8 or a 6 or a 5 or 4, whatever, you know, and that's what you ran. So it was a tremendous way to call plays, and it was the easy way to call plays, and you're telling the guy exactly what to do.
When you think about not just yourself, but all the different guys, all the different coaches that Don Coryell touched, that coaching tree and all the different branches that come out from it. Just what are your thoughts of not only yourself but the family of coaches that he influenced?
There's no question about it. He's had 2 guys who won Super Bowl, John Madden and Joe Gibbs, obviously, and you have Tom Bass. Tom Bass was one of the first guys he hired here at San Diego State, and Tom was a great coach, really fine football coach, and he's had a lot of people that turned out really good, and a lot of it was because of Don. There's no question about it. He hired you and said, go do your job. That's why I hired you. So he put some pressure on you, and you either produced or you were out.
Dryer, talk to me about what it was like to be coached by Don Coryell. I've talked to so many of the great coaches that have worked with him. What was it like to be a player for him?
Well, first of all, he provided tremendous leadership to individuals. He trusted in you. He educated you, gave you responsibility, and he gave you the room to fail. And therefore, your improvement curve exploded. And you find someone like that in a program that is as aggressive as this one was, you're going to get a lot of positive results.
Don Coryell, the motivator. Tell me a little bit about that, because we've seen the highlights, we've seen the fire on the sideline. What was he like in the locker room in addition to the sideline?
Well, you follow people when you believe them, and you believed him. He had his own way of doing things, and you have yours. You prepare one way, he prepares another, but you're all on the same page, and you all understand you're in it together. And he has a special way of rallying people.
Coach, you were a guy that was known to sleep in your office from time to time, be consumed by the game of football. Yeah. How about Don Coryell as a single-minded football guy?
I don't think anybody else is ever as passionate and focused on something as Don was during the season. I mean, there's story after story, whether it's getting mad and going and locking himself in some place at a silent room someplace, or going after somebody that got one of our players hurt in the wrestling room, or there's so many stories there. Don was really totally consumed, and I think that came across to the players, that came across to his coaches, and I think that I don't know that anybody else could pull that off, because everybody else would be faking something. Don never faked anything.
When your offense in Washington involved so many multiple formations, man in motion, shifting of formation, and I've read how that was really something where you took the Coryell offense and kind of added your own spice to that. Is that accurate?
I think we all kind of changed little by year, but I think what I took from here was that general philosophy to Washington, when I went to coach there. And, so I think that was just part of the evolution.
It meant so much to me personally, but also to all of us. And when I say all of us, just not players, but fans, Aztec fans, Cardinal fans, Charger fans. It's an amazing legacy that he's left us. He gave me a great system to work with and great players to throw the ball to. And the great attitude of fearlessness that kind of clicked with me, but even more so than player and coach, it was what friends we became later on.